to do this thing. What I'm talking about today is crystal balls. Crystal balls is probably one of the classic witches tools. See it depicted way back. The ball can be made of crystal. There's a small one, little ball. That'll work for you if you got good eyes. If you got good eyes, you can use that. And this is great because you could carry it around. Carry it around, gets your energy. That's always good. That is quartz crystal right there. It's a good crystal ball. It's got a lot of stuff going on in it to refract light different ways. Then there's an amethyst crystal ball. Depends on your preference. I think this one here might be selenite. I think that's selenite. Lots of different crystal balls. Now, in theory, first of all, if you haven't crystal balls and you get your basic knowledge on that, what I'm here to do is not repeat what has been said, but to say what is often not said. So, your preference of stone can be important. If you like that particular stone, you vibe with that stone, you've got a stone particular towards your needs. Some people might want like an obsidian ball, dark, you can see down further into it. Whatever your preference, the main principle that is quite often not spoke, how the crystal ball works is by bending your vision. Same thing with a black mirror. Same thing with many of our tools. If you're scrying in a scrying bowl, same thing. The idea is that you're looking along a line, and that line is bent by the crystal, by the bowl, by the mirror. Your vision is refracted, and somehow in that bending of your vision is where the visions occur. The visions that we want. Too often people go home, with their crystal ball, and they're expecting to see pictures displayed prominently on its surface, like, in The Wizard of Oz or something like that. Sorry, kids, it doesn't quite work like that. Hollywood kind of can depict the idea, but what makes the idea happen is far different. So, in that theory, a glass ball will work fine. People have preferences for crystals for many reasons. Quartz itself tends to filter. It filters out negative energies. But so you get your crystal ball. And then now you need to train yourself how to use your crystal ball. Maybe you can do this before you get your crystal ball. Now, today's Monday, tomorrow's Tuesday, so if you're watching the video right away, the full moon's probably about full. It's at least full enough for this thing. Now what you do, you go out to the moon, hopefully in a place that's really dark except for the moon, darkest you can get, but where you got a good vision of the moon. You make yourself one of these with your hands. Triangle. You hold that up so that you get the moon in that triangle. See how see how the triangle's like that, and I haven't really turned my head up. Well, because I know already what we're looking for. What we want is we want to get the moon in our hands where there's about 3 beams coming down from the moon, hitting us right about our third eye. So we're refracting the light with our eyes by this very movement. We're going to hold it there as long as humanly possible. Okay, so you're doing that thing. And it's a training exercise, training you to bend your vision. And something about putting that beam of moonlight right here, whether it be etherically or, you're actually physically doing that. You're bending your vision to make that happen. Something about using that sight trains you, because that's how you're going to be doing it. You're not going to be looking at the crystal ball like this. You're going to end up looking at the crystal ball like this, to where you're looking at it through a piece of your eyebrow. Some people even use that as the charging method for the third eye, because you're using part of your vision. You're looking right through your third eye, and they say where attention goes, energy flows. Well, whatever the case, when you're doing this exercise and you're doing it right, in not too very short an amount of time, with your peripheral vision, while you're looking, that way, over here you start to see the auras, trees, people, mountains. You start to see things that you wouldn't know, you won't see here. You won't see in your middle vision. The peripheral vision is what it's all about in magic. That's our strong vision. We're going to want to be using for everything. So we're training ourselves to bend our vision. And in that bending of our vision, visions occur right here, not necessarily on the face of the ball. You're focusing on the ball, but you're focusing on the ball and bending your visions, causing the visions. I mean, maybe they come through the ball and they end up displayed here. I don't know how you want to wrap your head around that one, but that's the real key, and it's often not spoken. And so here's this other part. I want to make sure. I apparently have 15 minutes of video now. This will be my first time going over 10 minutes, so I hope I was right about that. Don't have to edit it. But, okay, so you got that. You're training yourself. You're training your vision, and then you'll be good at crystal balls, black mirrors, everything else. Then what you want to do, you're going to need to charge this thing. Now, typically, most traditionally, as I've ever heard, a crystal ball is an instrument of the moon. It doesn't do well for it to be exposed to sunlight. It gets charged by moonlight. I learned to charge it by focusing moonlight. That sounds very typical. Plenty of craft does that, but I mean physically focusing moonlight with a magnifying glass. It's beyond just visualizing. Physically focusing a tight beam of moonlight deep into this thing from a full moon, preferably. And it's amazing when it starts to happen. It glows. It gets a glow about it, and you can see it being charged. It's incredible. With that, mugwort, dousing or even soaking your crystal ball in an infusion of mugwort. It's basically mugwort tea. Dark and douse the crystal ball in it or soak it in it. Be careful if it's not too hot. Like this here, selenite, very brittle. It would probably crack if I put it in a hot boiling pot. You don't want to do that, but mugwort. Even then, take some of the mugwort infusion, rub it on your head, your third eye. The smell is really incredible. You can drink it in a tea. It's relatively safe, but check with your doctor. I can't make any medical advice, but mugwort. You can even burn some mugwort, the smoke of mugwort on here. But okay, so you got that. You got it doused in the mugwort. You got your magnifying glass going, and it's really incredible. Those experimented with a telescope. A telescope focuses an even more intense, more tight beam onto this, and in my theory, that would make it work even better. Having done that, I got to tell you, the moon moves a lot faster than you might think, and the only way you can really tell is look at a telescope. You only got a few seconds to focus the moon in the middle of the telescope. It moves very fast, so I was always taught as a moon instrument, so full moonlight being the best. If you can, a full moonlight, right time of year, like Samhain full moon around Samhain, I would think, based on all else that we are taught, that would be very good. But there are other magical times and magical days that you could keep in mind. But get ready, Samhain's right around the corner, and best time of year for all of your scrying and divinatory arts. So get your crystal ball, get started on charging that thing and teaching yourself how to bend your vision. And then all this other stuff that everybody else talks about with the crystal balls will work better. Just based on what I just told you now. I'm pretty confident what's out there in the internet. And I don't want to just repeat myself or repeat other people that are out there and say the same old stuff, because something else they taught me a long time ago, I always remember it's seeking knowledge brings wisdom. Giving knowledge brings nothing. So seek more knowledge on the crystal ball. And in conjunction with what I have told you here, I think will be very Witchskewl. And I have said it, so mote it be. Merry meet, merry part, merry meet again.